Welcome to the Freedom Caucus, a shadowy inner group of Congress. They're not large, but behind the scenes they're controlling how Congress votes on key issues. And their actions have come to have a big impact on me and you. They foiled Obama in 2013, then shut down the government in 2014. After that, they got rid of Speaker of the House John Boehner in 2015, and most recently, they've even fought with Donald Trump. Whatever your political affiliation, this group is powerful and effective. The Freedom Caucus is a select group of ultra-right conservatives serving in the House of Representatives. Created during the populist wave of Tea Party voters in 2015, 9 mostly junior members got together in Congress and created the Freedom Caucus, with the expressed mission of pushing the Republican Party to the right. The House Freedom Caucus gives voice to countless Americans who feel that Washington does not represent them. We support open, accountable, and limited government, the Constitution, and rule of law. But what the hell does that actually mean, Jim Jordan? Well, it's like a school lunch group full of friends, but within that friendship is a small, secret group of friends working together to make sure they always eat first. And that's exactly what the Freedom Caucus does. Since 2015, the Freedom Caucus has grown in size. While nobody knows exactly who is in the group, get this, the Freedom Caucus does not officially disclose who's part of it. The rough guess puts the number at 36 total. That means there are 36 ultra-right, all-male, all-white conservatives, working behind closed doors with a singular agenda. And nobody knows entirely who to hold accountable. That being said, despite nobody knowing the exact number of members, some of the group have gone public. Prominent Freedom Caucus members include a bunch of white guys like Mark Meadows of North Carolina, Justin Amish of Michigan, Mo Brooks of Alabama, and Trent Frank, the latter who personally picketed abortion clinics and introduced Amendment No. 13 to the National Defense Authorization Act, which called for a database to log and survey all American Muslim leaders in order to identify, quote, violent and unorthodox strains of Islam. Cool. The members aren't particularly centralized in the country either, and if you live in any of these highlighted districts, you're being represented by one of the caucus. So how does such a small group come to have such a stranglehold over American politics? The Freedom Caucus works because all members work together as a unit, voting as a bloc and threatening to vote against anything they don't agree with. One of their favorite games is to play chicken with the US debt ceiling, threatening to force the US to default on their interest payments and bring about financial ruin in order to enact policy changes they want, like defunding Planned Parenthood. One member, Ted Yoho, yes that's his real name, said in the Washington Post, "We should breach the debt ceiling and default on our national debt, as it would bring stability to the world markets." I'm just personally going to say that's a moronic idea. But at this point, you may be wondering why it even matters, when Republicans already control a majority in both the House, Senate, and President Trump is a Republican. But the Republicans being in a dominant position is what gives the Freedom Caucus so much power. You see, there are 435 total members in the House of Representatives. After the 2016 election, the split became 240 Republicans and 194 Democrats. And of the 240 Republicans, 36 of them belong to this inner secret group. How does such a small group get to have such a big say? Arithmetic. Here's what's so important. Because the Freedom Caucus votes and acts like a unit, if the 36 or more caucus members vote as a bloc against the GOP leadership's wishes, as they often do, their effective strength falls to 211 or fewer. That is now less than the 218 majority needed to elect a new speaker, pass bills, and conduct most other business. This throws Congress into a tailspin of gridlock, with neither the Democrats nor the rest of the Republicans having enough votes to enact quick legislation. The Freedom Caucus knows this, and they use this leverage to their advantage to propagate their ultra-right views. Now bills must run past and be approved by the Freedom Caucus, lest the Speaker and the rest of the House lose the ability to pass legislation and look politically weak, something they never want to do. This puts the Republicans in a constant tug-of-war, between wanting to perhaps pass bills that will appease their more moderate constituents, and meeting the demands of the Freedom Caucus, who promise to fight anything that doesn't fit into their ideology. The Freedom Caucus has essentially hijacked the political system, to the annoyance of almost everyone else on the political spectrum. And with the rise of these splinter groups in American government, the system to pass major legislation is getting slower. I'm not necessarily anti-Freedom Caucus, but the fact that there's an inner group of Congress members that work together without disclosing who they are is worth knowing about. Share this video with your friends or family if you think they should know about the Freedom Caucus too.